Hello there, Virgo. The new moon is going to be in the season of Pisces, officially on the 13th of March. That's this Saturday. And as we're going through this week, our intimate romantic connections can seem very fantastical. And we're not watching out for those red flags because everything's just so dreamy and perfect, right? We need to be careful. We need to be mindful because there's always something to watch out for. Not necessarily deal breaker red flags, but red flags just the same. So let's find out what you don't know that you need to know, Virgo, about that connection that you're having right now. I'm Michele B. If you love my vibe, make sure and subscribe. I post videos 2 or 3 times a week. Let's get this show on the road. I want the bottom one in that. Okay, so this person was just in a pretty screwy breakup where they made a big old mistake. They did something that they should not have done. And well, whether or not it was reasonable, that's, when we're compassionate that people make mistakes. Virgo's very compassionate that, nobody's perfect and all that, but they are very hard on themselves about it. They feel a lot of shame about what they did in a relationship in the past, and they're kind of trying to recover from that. I don't know how they're presenting themselves to you, but that's what's going on in their hearts. So I don't know if they're making a bunch of hot and heavy promises to you or whatever, but they're still going to be struggling with this for a little while. So what's your advice? What's your advice, Virgo, about how to deal with your connection with this person that's got some heavy stuff that they're harboring? Because it can affect you, for sure. It can affect you in their, inability to fully commit, that they're processing it still for quite a while. Your advice is not to take on their struggle. So we got the 7 of Wands there. This person's struggling against themselves. And I know that you can be very empathic, Virgo, about trying to make other people feel better. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you're going to be watching this, Brandy, out there, about taking on other people's torments. That's what ends up happening because Virgo's so service oriented, and when they start to fall for someone and when they really care about them, they're like, oh, this person's so sweet and vulnerable. Look at this. It's not your fault, sweetie. Let me show you how you can be happier. I got a roommate here. Don't do that. The card's just like, don't do that, because there's so much of your own ascension that you could be working on right now. Instead, you're working on them, and it's their struggle, not yours. It's their issue, not yours, okay? They got their own stuff to do. So if you're connecting with them, make sure that their issues are their issues. Your issues are your issues. Everybody stays on their own side of the road. I can see from where I'm at, I can see that this other person is not, they're so busy with their own shame, guilt, or whatever they're dealing with from the past, that they're not helping you with your struggles, right? They're not helping you with your burdens. So why should you be over there in their lane? Mind your own business. Mind your own business, Virgo. Work on your own stuff. And enjoy their company when they're there, when y'all can be in a good mood and love it. But in the meantime, you do your own thing. You don't have to prove to them that they're worthy of you. Either they're going to love you or they're not. All right? So, long-term trajectory of this connection. This Knight of Swords came up. Now remember that nothing is set in stone. There's really no such thing as true fate. It's just there's a propensity, it's likely to happen. And the tarot's pointing that out. We got the Knight of Swords coming up. This is the energy of communication coming in quickly. I'm feeling like this person, in the long run, this is something that's just kind of come out of left field in my mind, but it's like this person is going to try to go back to somebody that if for those that were in a connection that they screwed up and they're trying to hang out with you, basically, it's they're hanging out with you because you're giving them some kind of validation, but it's really shallow. In the long run, they got to go back to that other person and seek out forgiveness for whatever it is that they did, but they really want that other person back in their lives. So keep that in mind, please, Virgo, in this connection, all right? It's nothing about you, though. It's about you learning how, if it's really like the main thing for you to get out of this connection is learning how to have boundaries and how to stay in your own lane when people come in that have issues. Okay. Every connection that we have, every intimate connection that we have, are learning experiences for ourselves. Okay. That other person was not a jerk. There was something you needed to learn, and that's why you were attracted to them in the first place. All right, this is where I leave off. Virgo, if you love my vibe, make sure and subscribe, because I post videos 2 or 3 times a week, and you are going to love them. I'll see you later.